Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to the Irish Hypnotherapy Meet the Presenter series. And today I am joined by Grant Murrell. Now, Grant has been with us before at the Irish Hypnotherapy Conference, and many of you will have seen him before. I have, and he's brilliant. So, Grant, thank you for your time. How are you?
Thanks, Andy. I'm good. I'm really good. I'm pleased to be here. You're looking very dapper this morning, sir.
Dapper. I'm only
Yeah.
awake. Well, that's not quite true. It feels like I'm only awake, but thank you, sir. Yes, and you, and you. Let's just be the Mutual Appreciation Society, you know. But yes, you're joining us again in April. And I'm excited to have you over again and come and see you. If you wouldn't mind, for those people who don't know you, would you just give us a little bit of a background about who you are and what you do and what your experience is, please?
Yeah, thank you. Over the last, I don't know, 22, 23 years, myself and an international team, we've helped thousands of entrepreneurs, hypnotherapists, philanthropists, oh my goodness, where would I go? Business owners, organizations, hypnotherapists, entrepreneurs, people in government agencies, so on and so forth. We've helped them to increase profits, effectively, increase their profits by up to 100%
Wow.
in less than a few months by working with a team, because everybody does have a team with a systems, mindset, most importantly, and of course, strategy,
Mhm.
so that they can live a life of happiness, passion, purpose, freedom, and develop a business and a lifestyle that can become a legacy for generations to come. Now, although I've mentioned business, of course, there's so many fundamental things behind that. You've got to work on the person before you get to that. So, essentially, you're never going to grow a business. You're never going to grow your lifestyle. You're never going to complete that project to the scale of which you don't produce yourself. So you've always got to work on yourself, first of all. You've always got to raise your own expectations. So the question that I always be asking anyone, and I always ask myself, is when you go to that next level, whatever that will be, whether it's spiritual alignment, whether it's health, whether it's fitness, whether it's relationships, relationship with yourself, relationship with others, relationship in business, whatever it is you go to, is am I the person who has worked on themselves to the extent that those things gravitate towards you?
Mm.
So that it's a hand in glove. And if it isn't, then perhaps there's a little bit of work to do. And that's not uncommon for most people in the world. In fact, every time you grow, there's a challenge.
Mhm.
So you always have to upskill a little bit. So that's effectively what I do in a nutshell. And I help people to see what's ahead and find their workflow.
So,
Their
in a nutshell, is a very sort of diminutive way of describing what you've just said. You know, it's like
Yeah.
it's a lot.
There's a
It's a
lot. There's a
lot.
lot going on under the bonnet. There's a lot going
Yeah,
on
yeah.
under the hood, as they say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, that was almost self-deprecating, Grant. There was a lot going on there, you know. There's a lot. You're
Yeah.
doing a lot. That's as I'm listening to all that, I'm going, geez, there's a lot in there. But obviously, you're summarizing for further introduction, and I appreciate that. Obviously, we've had chats before, and I know what you do, and it's fantastic. So, bringing it back to what we're talking about today, why should people come and see you at the Irish Hypnotherapy Conference? What is it that you're actually talking about? Now, we don't necessarily want you to give away all your presentation and all your bits and pieces,
Sure.
but enough that people can go, oh, I have to go see that man. So if you wouldn't mind, tell us a little bit about what you're talking about, please.
Great question, Andy. Thanks. Um, body language, body language blueprint is what I'll be talking
Okay.
about. Um, and it doesn't matter who I'm dealing with in the world and in whatever culture, whichever religion, whichever age group, it doesn't matter. Body language remains true. It remains true. Are the cultural variations? There are a few. There are a few, but I mean a few. There's not very many at all, but there are some variations. But body language remains true. So picture this: you're sitting somewhere and you're trying to ascertain what's going to go on in that business meeting. You're going to be talking to a doctor. You're going to be talking to some colleagues. You've got to give a presentation. You're sitting in front of a client doing hypnosis, and they're telling you A, but their body language is telling you B.
Yep.
Are you going to become a better therapist if you can read the body language?
Hmm.
What happens if that person is mute?
Oh, yeah.
What happens if they're suffering from shock trauma and they can't speak momentarily?
Hmm.
Yeah. What happens if that person is injured? or something's happened and they go, yeah, what happens if they're foreign and they don't speak your language and you don't speak theirs?
Hmm.
Yeah. You
Hmm.
can use body language quickly and instantly. You can use it over distance where it's not safe to go somewhere. You can see what's going on and read that body language. So it is an incredibly powerful tool. And again, the problem with body language, there's a lot of myths, there's a
Yes.
lot of misconceptions. So yeah, that little language, little knowledge is a dangerous thing, but it is an incredibly powerful, beautiful tool to either replace or complement what you're already doing in any aspect of life.
Yeah.
As a therapist, it's incredibly valuable. Some of the best breakthroughs I've ever had in my life and wow moments I've ever got for clients is
Mhm.
by reading their body language.
Yeah. It's
Absolutely.
a thing that people, what you said a moment ago is perfect. It's like people know a little bit, and it's like, oh, his arms are crossed, he's pissed off, he's defensive, and you're like,
Yeah.
not necessarily. That's sometimes comfortable for people.
Yeah.
Obviously it can mean both, but at the same time, a little bit of information is dangerous. And
Okay.
the likes of what you're talking about from an influence point of view, from my interest and background, the idea of what you can gain from people as a way into, well, influence is a good word rather than any other word, but where you can influence an outcome by using what someone gives you. It's very, very powerful and a really, really true skill if you can garner it well. And that's what I'm interested in finding out. Is that the type of thing that you're talking about?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I did a presentation recently and I've been invited onto a couple of big podcasts as a result of it. And I was talking about various things connected with body language, etc., including coaching one of the contestants from the program, The Apprentice, if you know that.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm coaching one of them. From what I showed them in doing this sort of thing, talking about various things you can combine with body language, how it works. So it hooked the right interest for people because it is, as I say, it's just universal. You can carry it with. It's not going to go out of date.
No,
It's not going to go out of date anytime soon. So it's a skill for life, for business, for relationships, for yourself, for your kids, and
yeah.
the list goes on.
Yeah, no, I've always been interested in it myself, and I think from a point of view of attendees coming to the conference, it's like we can all learn techniques, we can all learn protocols, we can all learn things like that, but in actual fact, the basis of everything comes from human interaction,
Mm,
and
absolutely.
I'm not 100% sure on the up to date statistics, but I know that in general in communication, body language is about 50 odd percent, so
Yes, it's a various scale, and I think they're a little bit notional those things,
yeah,
and it also will depend. Oh, it gets a bit deeper, but it depends on the operator as well.
correct. I would agree with that.
It
Yeah.
depends on other factors, your authority in the marketplace, your authority in
Hmm.
the cell, and a lot of that goes into it. That people always want to learn the sexy stuff, which is how to, read other people. But then there's reading, and then there's doing something about it.
Yes. Well,
Right?
yeah, yeah.
There's
It's
read
if
like, oh yeah, that person's gonna run at me with a knife. Well, that's good to know. So now, what can you do? That's the part two of it. Yeah, what can you then do to influence that? But
yeah, you'll learn how to know that someone's going to run at you with a knife, but what to do with it, that's your own gig. That's something.
yeah, that's it. But there are, of course, there's it's prediction. If you can read things ahead of time, it's a
Mm,
really useful thing, and that's been very beneficial to me in the past. Being able to
yeah,
read what is going on, and of course in your daily affairs, that could save you a lot of money on spending money on the wrong things, and seeing if people are really inviting, if people are going into business with you, are they really into it? You're
yeah.
watching. I mean, you're listening to the words. Obviously, we will listen to words, and if you trained to really listen to words
Hmm.
and to scales of wording, but then it's about watching congruency
Yeah, yeah,
thing, and there's also habits when it comes into body language that some people will have a habit. Now, I'll have a habit of doing this now, which may show you that I'm withholding information, but it may not be what you think.
yeah. No, well, I do
It
the same,
depends
and
on the
it's true.
habits
We
of
all
the
have things.
individual.
Yeah, 100%. We all have things
Yeah.
that are there, which you could read into, but in actual fact, that's just somebody's baseline, really, isn't it?
That's right. That's exactly
Mhm.
right. And what we're looking for really is deviance from that.
Yeah, yeah,
Deviance from the baseline.
yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, the idea that someone does this and they're nervous and like, it's just absolute nonsense.
Yeah.
Absolute nonsense. Yeah. And you mentioned earlier the classic arm fold. You may as well just ignore that.
Yeah.
It's way more to do with something else that your body's doing at that point that is far, 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 far more important than crossing the arms.
Hmm.
In fact, and that is really something that no one really hardly ever talks about.
Yeah.
But
Well,
that's the thing that really tells you what's going on.
I'll be looking forward to that. So I'm looking forward to seeing you in April. And you never know, we might share a pint, well, enjoy a pint of Guinness together or two. Who knows? It's
Do,
not
you
that it's
think that's
ever
a
happened
possibility?
before. So, last thing I would like to sort of ask you is we all know about conferences, but obviously we're interested in the Irish Hypnotherapy Conference.
Yeah.
And my question would be if someone was watching this and they were thinking, I should go to the Irish Hypnotherapy Conference, I'm thinking about going, what would you say to that person to sort of just get them over the line, to sort of go, the importance of going to a conference is? What do you
Great,
think?
great question. And I'll be completely candid about it. Conferences you can spend your whole life going to. And I've been to loads and loads and loads, and some have been fantastic and some have been less than fantastic.
Mhm.
Um, what I would say about the Irish Hypnotherapy Conference, having spoken at a couple of them now,
Mhm.
um, is this. It's the quality of the people you're going to meet. So let's put it this way. If you are thinking of getting into hypnotherapy,
Mhm.
if you're just interested in receiving hypnotherapy, if you're like some people I know who are nervous about hypnotherapy, or in fact, if you've got a hypnotherapy practice and you want to grow it, you want to scale it, you want to understand it, go there, go there, because not only will you get to speak, meet the speakers, and they're very friendly, they're really
Yeah.
friendly, super approachable. You're going to get to know a lot more about it, see it unfold in front of you. So dispel any myths that you've got about the industry. Understand people who have had the same challenges as you in your career, in your business, with clients, etc. And understand from them practical knowledge you're going to get it through the networking, which is going to be absolutely invaluable. The network is not, it's the conferences, it's the talks, the workshops, the information,
Mhm.
it's the networking where it's going to unfold naturally over, as you said, a pint of Guinness or fruit juice, whatever it is you want to have, right? It's over those conversations, and also it's going to be done in a ton of fun because the
Yeah.
Irish hospitality really is something exceptional. Really is something. It's so much fun, so many nice people, so many people giving freely their information. You really should go there. I can't imagine any. I cannot imagine anyone's going to walk away and say, "I didn't get anything from that." I
Yeah.
can't imagine it. You should really get yourself there, and I really mean it. You will love it, and you can blame me if you don't.
Okay, blame Grant if you don't, right? That's on tape. It's on camera. But to be honest, that's probably the best answer we've had. It's the same. It's the whole. Whenever John, Carl, Stephen, and I have conversations, that's the conversation. What is it? And that is encapsulated in that one answer. So thank you so much. Well, Grant, I'm looking forward to seeing you in April. And once again, thank you very much for your time. I hope you have a lovely Christmas. I should say that. And yeah, thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you, Andy. A pleasure. Looking forward to seeing you as always. And yes, we will have a glass or two. And yeah, to anyone listening, wishing you a very Merry Christmas. Happy New Year to you, your family, your loved ones. And if you do not celebrate Christmas, then happy holidays. Have a great time.
Yeah, and also
Cheers,
we should
Andy.
we should say as well. Sorry, I interrupted you there. If this is posted after Christmas, Happy New Year! So
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Oh, whenever it is. And if you're watching it in Easter, happy
Happy
Easter.
Easter!
So on and so forth. Yeah.
We've covered all bases. There we go.
All bases covered.
Yeah, good man. Thanks, Grant.
Cheers, Andy. Bye for
See you,
now.
mate. Bye bye. Bye bye.